Hello. Hey guys, are you back?
Yes, we are here.
Okay. Portugal as well. Teresa and team, are you guys here?
Yes, we are here. Yeah.
Yes, we are here too.
Perfect. Let's start then. Let me just share my screen. So we still have components, filters, brand pages left. Before we go to that, for the buy now link, Teresa, you can configure it under variant. You have an option called as buy now link.
Okay.
So here
Okay.
you can,
Okay.
insert
Okay.
whatever link you want. But
Okay.
one thing is, you need to, or your localization partner should have already done the relevant settings configuration, right?
Sorry.
While doing the localization phase, either Valtech or Photon must configure the necessary setting here under settings. You have something called as product page setting.
Okay.
So under this product page setting is where we determine whether to display, first of all, where to buy link or not. If this checkbox need to be ticked, and you need to choose redirect here,
Okay.
because some of them use Commerce Connector, right? You might have heard of it. It's a third party redirection for retailers. I think Spain you would be using Commerce Connector, correct?
We will not use Commerce Connector now.
But I think Spain will be using it.
I think yes. We in Portugal we will not use it.
Okay. So
I
if
don't
you
know if
use
Spain
Commerce
will use
Connect,
or not.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
okay. So if you're using Commerce Connector, in the settings, product page settings, you must have Commerce Connector selected here. If you're using only the normal, you're configuring the links manually, then you should choose redirect option here. This will already be chosen for you, and ideally only the links should be configured.
Okay.
Let me unlock this item. Okay. Moving on next to components, right? Components, all the components are located under the data folder, and it's just like we saw yesterday. Navigate to data folder, open it. Uh, all new components, in case there are in future any enhancements done, right? So those components will be placed in the data folder as well. So if you see any new component, feel free to click on it, expand it, and choose any one. Go to navigate, links, see where it is or which page is currently using this component, and then you can see it in the front end how this component looks like and what it appears. So for example, here there is a component just called as brands. Assuming that I have no clue about Garnier CMS at all, how can I find out where this brand or these components are located in the front end and how to configure it on my own, right? To do that, in the data folder, go to the brand, go to navigate links. You can see that this item that refer to the selected item, there are two things, right? These two pages, it means these two pages have this component. So let me just scroll and see the link so that I can directly go to it in the front end. It's under About Our Brands Hair Color. result of color.
But if there is a new component, you will not see any page with it, right?
In the live, most certainly not. But when there is a new component and development going on in UAC, you might see it.
Because we don't have access to the master when we only have the access to our CMS, right?
Yes,
We don't
yes,
have.
yes, yes.
Okay.
To give you a little bit of a background, maybe whenever we do development for any new component, we tend to add it in the data folder or make the relevant site code changes for all the nodes. So you should be seeing it under data folder in your node itself. You need not have access to master.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can navigate to this product in the front end and see how this component is used. This is a general technique that we'll be following here for components, right? There are 5 simple steps that you need to follow to add component to the page to figure out what the particular component does. Let me just take an example of, say, brand banner, right? Or actually anything over here is fine. Uh, if I go to brand cube, for example, choose any one of the existing component. You can duplicate this component and keep it ready. Now go to navigate links, see where this component is present. It's present across multiple pages, so you can navigate to any one of these pages here and see how it looks like. Tips how to hairstyle all over hair colors, hair color needs. Now that you are in this page, just expand and see maybe if you can find 1 or 2 images so that you'll know what it refers to. So go back to the website and you can see the same image here. So this way you can actually find out any component which is located in the data folder. You can locate it in your front end. Are these 2 steps clear so far?
Yeah.
Because this is the same approach for all the components, right? You can navigate to your data folder, explore each one of them on your own, and then go to navigate links, find out where it is located, go to the front end and see the behavior of this component. To add this component to a new page, the next step of steps can be followed. Just duplicate this component if in case you like it on this page, and you can edit the images and the link accordingly. So for each of this image, a relevant link should be associated with this, and that should be filled in the link page. You can see even here the instruction which says that link description should be short and should not exceed more than 2 lines. Link description, you fill it when you click on insert link, right? Let me show that here. So you can select any link and you can add description here, and this description should not exceed more than 2 lines. Going back to unlock. You can choose how many brand cubes you want to appear by here, cubes per row, right? So it says 3 brand cubes per row, and obviously you have 3 here. You'll have 2 rows, and that's the default behavior of this component. Only image and link is required for each one of these blocks. Nothing else is required. This title is coming directly from the item here. Browse by category, the title. So to add this component to any new page, I already have Experience Editor open here. Let me show you how to add new components to the page. This is a home page. I think since I've kept it open for quite some time, there might be a session problem. But for the new website, right, the new master, always remember that adding a component can only be done via the experience editor, right? This is same as what we saw yesterday. Presentation details might sometimes be technical for the agency, so you can add components via experience editor.
We only can add the components in this way, in editor experience.
Yes, it is recommended to
Okay.
add components only via experience editor. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you click on add here, this little icon appears. So let's say I want to add that brand cube. I can choose any position I want. Whatever you see now in the pop-up will only be relevant for that particular position. So you might not have all the components listed here simply because all the components cannot be added in this part of the page. That's one more reason for choosing to add it via Experience Editor, because this way you can see only the relevant components that can be added at a particular location of the page. That is not possible via Content Editor. Let me choose Brand Cube. Now you will get a data source pop-up here. You can add existing data source or you can create a new data source. To explain what are these two options, right? You will have something called as current site and data current site. So what you see here first is what is present in the data folder under that particular component. So this brand cube is what you see here. What you see here is for that particular page. Since we are in the home page, so under home, I will have a data. So under this data, whatever comes here is what is seen in the second data. This is referred to as the local data folder, and this is the global data folder. Under global data, we have brand cube and it's coming first. Under local data folder, whatever you have will come second. The best practice is to always add under the main global data folder and then link it from there to any page you want. Where local data is used is just for a few instances of mandatory components, right? We'll see that, for example, in maybe product listing pages, filter settings, there is something called as filter settings. Filter settings is actually mandatory for the product listing pages. So this component is directly added under the page itself. So that is the only instance where you'll add it in the local data folder. Otherwise, please use the global data folder to add new component and link it to the page. I can choose any existing one since I'm just demonstrating. When you click on OK, it'll seem like nothing is actually happening, but you'll be able to find the relevant brand cube soon. Now it will ask you whether the placeholder and the data source is okay. You just have to click on OK because the placeholder is automatically filled according to the position of the page. And data source is what we choose in the second pop-up, right? So this way you can add whatever components you want to the page. This is a second set of steps to follow for components. Is this clear so far?
Yes.
Especially on when to create components in local data and when to create components in global data. This is very important to distinguish.
Before we add this component in Experience Editor, we have to edit it on the data folder by duplicating the component, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. And give it a name. For example, it's a brand cube for Nutris. So we duplicate and create. Okay. It's clear, yeah.
Okay. So let me go back here and demonstrate a few more important components. Brand banner. Maybe one of you can explain brand banner for me. What do you say? Can you expand on data? Choose navigate links and maybe just share your screen and we can go through the steps we just went through. Since I think Portugal team, Teresa shared her screen earlier, maybe Spain team, can you do it this time?
It's to add a brand module?
Banner. Yes.
Banner. Okay. Yes, I can share my screen.
Sure. Spain team, are you still with us?
So let me.
Spain team.
Okay.
Can you not hear us? Javier?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just asking if the Spain team, are you guys still with us or not? We couldn't hear you for a bit.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So we want to add a brand banner.
Yes.
So first we have to create the brand banner here, right? We have to duplicate, for example, this sample. No?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so duplicate sample 3. Okay. It didn't save the name.
It saved it, but you gave the item name, right? So the display name, whatever is there, would be coming in. So if you change the display name for it, then this will be corrected.
I can change here.
That is the item name. For the display name, you have to lock and edit. Display name.
No, it's not.
Cancel.
Yes,
Display name is located, you can, it's right under home, under rename.
it's here.
Under
Rename.
home, rename is for item name. For display name, it's located under home in the site code menu. You have home, right? Under home,
Here. Yeah.
no, in the menu.
Ah,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, home. Ah, okay. Display name. Yes, sure.
yes, exactly.
So now this is the image for desktop. This is for mobile. We can leave the
Change
site.
it or customize it, yeah. But for now, for the purpose of demonstration, you don't need to do that.
The background theme is okay.
Sure, whatever you want.
CTA. Ah, okay. The link of the banner. Okay. The description.
Mm.
Text box is the CTA
Which one?
color. It's the call to action
It's
color.
it's the what up, it's for the text. What appears in the banner? The text. What theme is it is? The text according to the background theme.
Okay. This that get us knows. I can see a preview of this banner and before I publish it.
Preview is not necessary because you remember that whatever oh yeah, it's since it's FT3, you might be required to publish.
Yes.
One thing is preview, you cannot see it for components. You can only see
Okay.
preview for pages. For whatever is located
So
under data folder, preview can't be seen.
so I can modify the content on Experience Editor later.
No, you just unlock this, save the item, unlock it, and navigate to any page you want in the Experience Editor.
Okay.
Then you can add this brand banner in Experience Editor. Unlock the item before publish this.
Where I unlock the item? Ah, it's here. Okay. Okay. So now. Can I choose another page?
Yeah, you can choose any page you want. But you cannot do it via Experience Editor itself now because header and footer
Okay.
is not displayed, right? So it's difficult to navigate.
Yeah. How can I choose another page to? In the CMS, it's easier.
Yeah.
For
It's
example,
better
I want to add a banner in about Garnier,
Sure.
and then
About Garnier is a simple page, so I'm
I
not
can
sure if
click
this
here.
banner can be added. Yes, Experience Editor.
Okay.
Just one thing over here is about Garnier is a simple page, so I'm not sure whether component can be added or not, but we'll see now.
Okay. So edit is pressed, so I think it's okay. I want to add no here.
Lock and edit always before you try to add.
Yes. Okay. I want to add in between these two. How can
Uh,
I?
Add a component is disabled over there, is it?
It's disable, yeah. Why?
I think there is an access issue, Teresa. You're not
Okay.
able, you can, that add a component is disabled over here. We'll ask L1 team to uh, make sure that add a component access is given. It's right next to
Okay.
home, by the way. You can see that the icon is disabled.
Yes,
Can you
I
actually
see.
hover over it? Yeah.
Go where? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Next to home. It's the same thing. You can either choose to add it in new or next to home. Both of them are the same thing.
Do you want that I add the component in the home page? Or it's the same, I don't have the permission?
I think it's for all the items in the experience editor. Right now, we are telling to
Okay.
L1 team to enable the access for you, and you should have it shortly.
Okay, can I stop
Sorry
the
about this.
screen share?
Yes. Yes, you can stop the screen share.
Task force node label.
Hey guys, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
There are a few other components that are also important, something like diaporama, mosaic, product line item, fixed slider. Here is what we refer to as diaporama. You can find it under data. As usual, you have this component here. We follow the exact same steps that we saw now. You can duplicate it and then choose to add it to a new page. When you duplicate it, you can edit the images, title, whatever you want. You can even provide a YouTube ID, because if you can see here that some of them are images while some are videos.
We can take off the gray background on the module or
Sorry?
not. We can take off the gray background
I think this
or it's
gray is coming
yes.
because the image is maybe of a smaller size.
Yes, but we can take off or it's not possible to take off.
I'm not sure. Let me just check.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, you cannot take off the background, but however, you can provide the image such that it covers this
Yeah.
area, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think this image dimensions are provided in the graphic guidelines. Maybe once
Okay.
we share that with you, yeah, if you provide the correct image, then this gray background will not be there.
Okay.
Okay. So you can add as many items to this as you want, and it will just, you can see that there is a scroll bar associated with this. Mosaic, uh, this is the one. So when I click on it, it flips and it shows me a text. The text color and the background here can be modified. As usual, under data, you'll have mosaic. You have it here. You can add or duplicate components, and under the mosaic, you have the individual blocks. These are one item, exactly like we saw for diaporama now, right? So the title, the description, and the background image. You can also provide the background color here. The text color as well is provided under data. So these both is customizable in Mosaic component. Just remember, as a common rule for all components, whatever appears in the top is ideally found directly over here, while what is present in the bottom under individual title is found in the specific item here. So the mosaic title is located here, and this will appear at the top of the whole component. Product line item is one more component that is highlighted as important by DMI and Zone IT. You can see product line over here. This is the product line item. For each of this, again, you have an item created, and you can give the title, the description, the link, and the image. But also remember that some fields of product line are coming from the product template as well.
Sorry, even if
I
we
think
don't use a component in our website, they are all created on CMS, right? And we can use it before, after the, sorry, no, not before, after in some time.
yes, ideally, whatever master components are present, all of it should be located under the data folder, even if you're not using it.
Right.
Further down the line, in case you want to use it, you should be able to copy from here and add it to the relevant pages.
Okay, okay.
Uh, as we saw, I've added the component information link as well to give you the page where all the list of the components is listed out, and you can see example of how it is present in the USA site. USA simply because USA is the master for the Garnier new version. So all the guides you might find it refers to USA version. Any questions on components?
Not for
If you're
now.
good, I'll move on to filters and tags.